Here.
Mrs. Locks?
Here.
Ms. Schreiber?
Here.
Mr. Hubbard?
Absent.
Mr. Swartzik?
Excused.
Everyone can please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now we'll open up for public participation. Would anybody from the public like to make a statement? Mr. Hager?
Michael Hagberg, 701 San Miguel. I'd like to say that now that the new website has the TOI posting, that I'd like to see the agendas posted. Thank you.
Would anybody else like to make a statement? Seeing none, I close public participation. We'll move on. I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Sorry.
Motion passes. I'll ask for a motion on the claims as well, once you get a chance to take a look.
I'll move the claims to be paid.
I'll second it.
A roll call. Mrs. Locks?
Aye.
Mr. Cordy?
Aye.
Ms. Schreiber?
Aye.
Passed.
Okay, we'll sign them up real quick here.
Oh, wait a minute, I think I gave you my copy.
Yeah. Two, I didn't
No,
get that.
you didn't sign that one.
No.
Okay.
You're welcome.
We're going to move on to reports. Are there any reports?
No reports today.
No reports, any announcements?
No announcements.
Okay, then new business.
Under new business, I'd like to present to you Mrs. Christine Gooding. She is the vocation coordinator at Belleville Township, District 201. She has a presentation and a request from us today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I will be brief. As to be respectful of your time, I appreciate you letting me to come speak to you today. As he said, my name is Christine Gooding. I'm one of 3 teachers in the Bridges Connections program of District 201. As you can see on the front page, it's a picture of the house. We are located off Town Hall Road next to Belleville West High School. The district purchased the property about 3 years ago when we run our extended program out of there. We service students 18 to 22 years old that have disabilities. They come from both East and West high schools. Our focus of the program is for them to maintain or get to the highest level of independence that they can. And we do this through community participation, life skill development, work experience, and academics for adulthood. Our students have the opportunity to go out and access different things within the community like the YMCA, public library. We teach them how to use the Metrolink and Metrobus. They go to the local stores, grocery stores, and make small purchases. Life skill development is worked on at the property or at the house. They are responsible for the cleaning and upkeep of the property. They do small cooking activities. They work in our community garden. And we have small structured academic activities also. Work experience, we have a partnership with about 20 different businesses in the Belleville area. There are students that allow our students to come in and gain work experience there. Academics for adulthood, we have a few students who are pursuing certificates or associate's degrees out at SWIC. So we focus on independence and try to provide them with as many experiences before they leave us. The reason we would like a greenhouse, that's our project for this year, is we've had a lot of success with our community garden. 2 years ago, we partnered with the YMCA to put in a community garden. Since then, we have donated over 600 pounds of fresh produce to local food pantries. And going forward with the greenhouse project, we would like to set a goal of donating at least 25% of what we produce each year to the local food pantries within the Belleville community. It's been a great experience for our students. They've had the opportunity to work alongside members of the community, students from Belleville West, whether it be art classes, regular education classes, students with behavior disorders. The Eagle Scouts have worked closely with their students in different projects in the garden. Military personnel has come out to volunteer. And also children from the Franklin Neighborhood Association volunteered last summer with our students. So it's really great to see the pride our students take in the community garden and the sense of accomplishment they feel when they, they see what they've planted and they've been able to harvest it the following fall. So the greenhouse would allow us to do this year round. On one of the pages, it kind of lists a lot of the fruits and vegetables that we grow, that we have grown both this year and last year in the garden. A lot of our students didn't know what okra was or, what butternut squash was. So it's neat for them to be able to grow those types of, fruits and vegetables. And then also they use them in small cooking activities at the house. So it kind of comes full circle for them. We actually have had the opportunity to send fresh produce home with some of our needy families through our students. We have about 60 students in the program, and about 40% of those are on free and reduced lunch. So it's really been a nice opportunity for us to be able to help our own within our program. One of the pages has a picture of the greenhouse that we're looking at building. The estimated cost is $50,000. Today we're requesting a one-time donation from Belleville Township of $5,000. And I want you to know that this is just a one-time donation, but it's something that will continue to benefit the community for years to come. As we get larger, that 25% donation to the food pantries will get larger and larger. And then the last page is just pictures of our students working in the community garden and working with members from the community. We really have a vested interest in this community. We're going to be around for a while, and we want to help those who are less fortunate. A lot of times our students happen to be those that are less fortunate, but it really means a lot to them when they can reach out and help people within the community. So this is our way to kind of expand and give back. So that's all I have. If you have questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Gooding, and I think this is a very worthwhile project, and there's an age-old saying that no one stands so straight as one who stoops to help the handicapped or the hungry. Mm-hmm. And with that in mind, and that said, I make a motion that we do allow $5,000 to Belleville District 201 for the seed money to go ahead with their project.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion?
You mentioned that 25% goes to food pantries. I was going to ask where does the other 75% go?
Out of the community garden, it's used so they can purchase beds. So in a community garden, they split the bed up. 25 is donated to food pantry. They can keep 50%, and then the other 25 goes to people that are within the community garden. Right. The other 75% will go into with our students and be used for our activities for the items that we grow.
Right. And you mentioned that they use some of it for cooking experiences also at the home. So
Mm-hmm.
that's good. You had answered my question already as you went on.
Okay.
So
Yes.
that's really good to hear.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well, over the years, I worked in community gardens, and one thing it does, working with the earth is a real healing experience.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Therapeutic.
getting our hands in the ground. And
Even more than that, though, they learn a lot about nutrition, so it's very healthy for them too.
It's a very educational experience.
Do you have plans, or have you acquired the other $45,000 for the project?
Currently, we have about 10,000 right now. We have requested 6,500 from another local business. We're in the process of doing that.
This PNC grant award of $30,000, I looked you guys up real quick in advance of the meeting. Is that something that you received as well? Or?
Yes, that was an art grant.
Okay.
We helped actually Patty Gregory through Art in the Square. She was a former special education teacher, and she helped us acquire that. That paid for an art teacher to come in once a week and work with our students on different art projects that they wouldn't normally be exposed to. So work with clay and pastels, and I'm not an artist, so I couldn't really explain, but they did some really neat art projects.
Are you familiar with the Get Up and Go program that's in Belleville right now? Or? they might
It seems to go
also
hand in
help.
hand, like they
It
were saying
does.
about the community gardens and the greenhouse
Right,
like that, it
exactly.
kinda does go hand in
You're
hand.
not
That's what I
familiar
was
with
thinking as
Dip
well.
and Go?
No, not something that I've worked with. It seems like I've heard it mentioned in the
It's a
conversation.
YMCA program as well too.
And we've partnered, so that's maybe where we've
Yeah.
kind of run into it, is we work very closely with the Y.
Right. I didn't know if they have the ability to give out grants as well or not, but it might be something worth looking into.
Yeah, we're in the process of talking, they have a grant writer, so they're kind of helping us take that avenue, looking for grants
Okay,
that
and
are.
who are they, just helping you with the grant?
The YMCA, the
Oh,
corporate
okay.
office is looking for grants that could possibly help us. We're also in touch with somebody from Monsanto.
There you go.
Good, yeah.
All right, roll call. Mr. Cordy.
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard.
Aye.
Mrs. Locke.
Aye.
Ms. Schreiber.
Aye.
Motion passes. Congratulations. Hopefully
you
you can
very
get it done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Christie, you can get excused. if you want.
Okay. I appreciate your time.
Very nice meeting you. Thank you.
Okay, next we have on the agenda, discussion of line items paid out of general assistance. I don't know what that's all about, but what we need to do.
Well, I never see the claim sheets for those, so I know that we have
There you are.
a budget. Okay. Now, this is not something that requires our signature, I understand
No.
that.
No,
But it
just
is-
for you to look at.
Right, right. And that's what I was gonna get at, is that this should be available to us at the meeting. You know, it's more or less like with the invoices and such, there was one for like the posters and stuff, I see that that's there, that's good.
Okay,
But I would like to request that this be available at the meetings for review.
okay.
And I'd like to have actually a copy of it.
No,
Okay, is there a reason why there would
yes,
not be a
because
copy?
a copy that does not leave this office.
And the reason for that is?
It does not leave there. I don't need a reason.
Okay, if I was to provide a FOIA request for this document, I would have to be provided this document by FOIA. It's a public document.
Right.
Case law shows, and I have that case law with me, did you bring extra copies by chance, Dallas, of that document I sent you for everybody? A member of the public, anybody could come in off the street and demand to see these documents and could be shown these documents. I, as a trustee, am sworn to confidentiality, so it's not anything that I would share with anyone.
That always
But I
doesn't
would-
work, though.
Well, but it's not for you to decide. This case law is where a board of trustees took their supervisor to court because he was not giving them access to such documents.
No, they'll be here for you to look at. Don't worry about it.
And if I should want
I'm
to
sorry,
have,
would you like for me to make copies that I did not do?
You did
I
not
thought
do
you
it?
meant the
Yeah.
email, I did not.
this has got a little bit of coffee on it, but you're welcome
Okay,
to.
good deal.
It's something that I would like all of you to review, a copy for Mr. Flynn as well, because he shouldn't have to look up any more law regarding it, but I also need copies of these. Board of Trustees have the following powers and duties: to have access at any time to all books, papers, documents, and records pertaining to, belonging to that department, and require written or oral information from any officer or employee of that department. So I could require written information, and it does not say that I cannot take that out of the building with me. A few examples of case law.
It's my copy, or?
Yeah, you can have that one.
Okay,
And I've got
thanks.
an extra if anybody else wants a copy of it. It is the board's duty to be the auditors of all the expenditures and revenues and to balance all of that. And without the ability to take it and be able to sit down at it at a desk somewhere where I'm comfortable, it makes it difficult for me to feel that I'm doing my duty, for the record.
Any old business?
No, sir? I don't have anything.
And then I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Would there be a second?
Second? I'm sorry, I thought.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No, I'm not ready to adjourn. I'm confused why a lot of the general assistance line items seem to be overhead type items. It seems like with the different funds. Let's see where I have these.
Here's some items, you know,
You can maybe help me understand, if you look at this, the general town fund and the general assistance fund, they both have money coming out for rent, they both for utilities, and there's percentages. And I'm curious why not all of the actual overhead to run the department isn't all taken from the general town fund instead of percentages of it. And I just need to understand that.
the utilities and expenses are taken from the town fund.
But percentages of them are taken actually from the general assistance fund, by my calculations of the prior year budget. It's, did you give me that? Yeah, I've got extras if you want one, Mr. Hubbard. These are all just overhead type items, and some are coming out of the general town fund and some out of the general assistance fund. I mean, for one, out of the general assistance fund is Jennifer Conklin's pay and, you know, the
Is some
insurance for
paid
her
for
and,
individuals or
Right,
the client?
she's paid out of the general assistance fund. Jennifer is.
Okay.
Debbie's
Right.
paid out of the town fund.
right. But salary is an overhead expense to run the program, so it's not actual general assistance. That's why I need to understand why it's taken out of the general assistance fund instead of out of the town fund.
Well, she administers the general assistance.
Well, both girls are caseworkers, so I don't see the separation.
Well, that's just the way we do it. We have done that way. That the general assistance person, that's basically Jennifer. I mean, Debbie is a caseworker also, and they work together on it,
Right.
but that's just the way we have to divide it up.
So one has to be, that does the majority of the casework,
Mhm.
or
Right,
that has to be taken out of a different
right.
fund.
Okay. The rent appears to be coming out of the general assistance fund on the budget, not on the claim sheets. It looks right on the claim sheets, but there's like 22,000 appropriated out of the general assistance fund and 5,000 out of the general town fund. I don't know why the rent would be split between two different funds. Same with seminars. Seminars are coming out of both funds separately. As well as the phone. 80% of the phone comes out of the general town fund, 20% out of the general assistance fund. It's an overhead item. I would think that all overhead would come out of the general town fund rather than the assistance fund.
But the assistance
Well,
fund is a
the
different.
phones are used for the general assistance program also.
Only at 20%?
Well, you know, it's a fine line there, you know, to make the decision on that.
On the percentages. And I ask because general assistance is really our only function. We don't have roads, we don't have an assessor, we don't have sewers. Unlike other townships that are not within a municipality, we're stripped down to really our only function is general assistance.
Mhm,
Is that
sure.
correct?
That's correct.
I just think that there's a great imbalance on how some of these by percentage are split up. Repair or purchase of equipment, equipment lease and maintenance. It seems to me that everything and anything that's an overhead expense to administer the general assistance should come from the town fund rather than the assistance fund.
We'll study that.
Well, the accountant, did they guide you, they did this? The accountant
Exactly,
did.
exactly.
So he's going by what we do for general assistance and the office.
Mhm.
And the auditor is,
Renner.
It's Murphy,
Does the funding come from two different sources?
No,
No, just one source.
all from the tax levy.
of the taxes.
Travel allowance associated with the general assistance fund, that to me too seems odd that it comes from general assistance and not from general town fund.
Now, when you go through for the general assistance, when you have to go and take food and you check on people, that's what you charge for your gasoline and things like
Yeah, I
that?
don't charge
Oh, you don't?
anything, no.
Oh,
The only thing I charge mileage for is if I can go out of town for a meeting or whatever.
so when you have to run and give a bus ticket or something to someone, that's all on,
I just do it.
okay.
On our insurance, who's our broker for our insurance? For the regular, like the general insurance and auto and liability and such?
Torma,
Oh, okay, we get all our insurance through Torma?
exactly.
Now, for the sake of going to a seminar, if a person is driving themselves to the seminar, is their personal vehicle covered under Torma for that travel?
Yes,
It is, okay. I believe their policy is online on their website.
I'm sure it
I think
is.
it is. And getting to the website, I do also want to see the agenda posted on that, the agenda and the approved minutes. I would be okay with that prior motion to adjourn.
Yeah, technically it passed, so the
Yeah.
meeting has been adjourned for quite a few minutes.
Yeah,
However, if we'd like to make it official so we can keep this in the record, we go ahead and ask for another motion to adjourn and properly adjourn at this time.
I'll make that motion.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned.